I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
What a weekend, huh? What happened? You know, the problem when you jump the gun, and you go scorched earth is, and then you do a whole media press tour, and then when I pop on screen, all of a sudden your stories start changing and you panic. A little weird. Listen, at the end of the day, you can believe my story or you can believe one of Ice's 3 various stories. Take your pick. But I don't genuinely want that to be the focus of tonight's show. Everything's out there. Everybody can see it. I'm not reliving it, but yeah, you know, again, when your story changes the moment I pop on screen because you get emotional and you go, and you just start yelling out shit that completely contradicts the shit you were saying 2 weeks ago, all that does is confirm that every bit of vitriol and anger that I spit her way last week was justified. She had been carrying on for weeks behind my back. Of course, when I confronted her about it, she goes, well, he reached out and one night I wrote back to him because I needed closure. I only talked to him one time. Then the pretzel emoji thing came out. She gets confronted with that. Now it's, yeah, we've been talking, but you and I aren't exclusive. Oh, okay. All right. So again, man, I'm not going to do what she's been doing. And I'm not going to start mega dumping private correspondence. And it's just literally fucking, you know, psycho BPD woman behavior. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be the only person in this entire scenario who is not a bipolar, borderline personality, life-ruining person. Not my cup of tea. It's never been my style. And there you have it. So when you see somebody's story shift multiple times, it just makes you go, oh, okay. I was correct here. It was not wrong. Another thing I wanted to address, and it's another thing that, yeah, I could totally post receipts and prove my point, but it's just going to, again, it's going to get me sucked into this back and forth. I'm not doing it. She literally brought up, like, she's posting like these Cash App receipts or whatever. Every single time this chick would send me money, send me super chats, send me anything, she would get a message from me specifically saying to stop giving me money. Stop giving me money. I would say it all the time. She'd be like, they sent you, and I'm like, why would you do that? Don't send me money. I make good money. You don't make good money. Don't send me money. So this idea, by the way, I thought it was very funny that she posted a bunch of receipts of Cash App history between us. And then the minute I popped on screen, she's like, I don't see relationships as transactional. Really? Okay. Because I really didn't keep receipts or track anything. I can tell you, she's like, I paid for stuff all the time. And then she brought up this ramen place we went to. Like, yeah, whenever we'd go to like Panera Bread or like a ramen place, all of a sudden her fucking, you know, I think maybe 4 times, maybe 4, maybe 5 times total in all the time I knew her, she picked up the tab. Every single time she did, it was strategic. You know what I mean? She never picked up a tab at the top. You know what I mean? She never picked up a tab at fucking, you know, you go to Olive Garden and you get the take-home money, you know, the take-home meals and the fucking, you know what I mean? The wine and the booze and all. Yeah, no. The card doesn't come out. When the check is like 250 or more, you know, or 150 or more, that fucking card is not coming out. But when we're getting soup, all of a sudden she's making it rain fun tickets. So don't believe everything you hear. And the only thing I did was point out that she got her drill back. I did not get my Nintendo Switch back. Now, she said a couple weeks ago, actually, when we weren't talking, I actually really considered driving to your house and dropping this fucking Switch off because it was like, I don't even want it if it's going to be like that. And I was like, yeah, but you were never, like, even when we were getting along, I was like, you were never going to do that. You were never going to give the gift back because that would, you know what I mean? That would be the right thing to do would be like, you know what? For what this gift represents and how much drama it created and how bad it makes, like, I as a person would go, man, I cheated on this bitch. I humiliated this bitch. I treated her like dog shit. And everybody knows she bought me this thing. I shouldn't have this thing, right? Like for me, for a guy, that would be bad juju. That would be like, I don't want, you know what I mean? This represents, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had a gift in my home that was granted to me by somebody who I treated this poorly, every time I looked at that gift, I would feel badly. I would not just pick it up and start playing. You know what I mean? Like, if a bitch bought me a fucking a PlayStation or whatever, and then I just cheated on her, humiliated her, and did literal weeks of life ruination shit to her. Yeah, I would, like, when I walked in the living room and I saw the PS5, I would go, yeah, I don't want this in my house, because I look at it, it reminds me of my bad actions, and it makes me feel badly. But again, that is what non-psychopaths do.
Haven't been on for a while, but seen the fallout of this nonsense.
3 shots.
Ice is an autistic star fucker who thought you were an easy catch. You clearly held your ground, and she wants to be play victim again. Then you got these marks wanting to rebound. You.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, 3 shot star is a real fucking stretch, right? Like, you would have to. We're really, really liberally using the word star here. So let's calm down. You know what I mean? 3 shot Tim for 3 early Sunday stream tax. Love you, friendo. Thanks, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Red Bar and Jules owe the IRS over $250K in back taxes. Breaking news. I got the proof if you want it. What's your email? I don't care. I don't care about some Jews' tax problems. Is that content? Is that content? Really? Hey, I heard Mike David owes the IRS money. What do you want me to, like, no offense, but what am I to do with that information? Like, this is the same thing when Haley and everybody did a victory lap and they were like, Gino Bisconti owes credit card companies money. Whoa, breaking news. Let's throw him in fucking prison over it. Did you hear that this grown man I've never met owes money to people? Well, how is that? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Have you seen my life lately? How am I supposed to spin? I heard he owes money to the IRS. Whoa, at least I'm not that guy. Come on, man. Lance resurrected for 10. Let's get to the bottom of the Switch. She says she donated to you the exact amount with tax for the console as a way for you to get her something and still feel like you did it. No, that never happened. Sure, show me a $500 donation from Icedancer. Can she show that? She showed Cash App history. It's not the same thing. And no, she didn't. But if she would lie, like, literally, again, the thing would be to go buy your own, right? Like, take the 500, buy your own, give back the other one would be the move. Why for 5? When adults are in a relationship, they don't keep track of who's paying for what. They also don't make each other give back gifts. You're a toddler. All right, well, that's fair. That's fair. But considering all I hear about is this fucking Switch, and considering she herself said, I wanted to give it back to you. It's like, anytime. You know where I live, you can mail it. But yeah, I will say that last night was a absolutely disgusting display. Look, do I have to take some L's? Sure. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But anyone who sees both sides of this thing and thinks that I am in some way the problem is insane. Absolute BPD psychotic behavior. And this is now how many times, right? And yeah, I should have known the first time. Oh, you are the type of person that immediately escalates into, let me just show everything bad about this person from private. Like, you should know, I should have followed my own advice. I've always told people, if somebody does that to you one time, run, because it's a red flag, and it's just, right away what somebody is when they immediately run to the internet and try to get a fucking brigade against you by posting private correspondence. When people tell you who they are, man, listen. You gotta listen. Bottom line, it's just it's a lesson I'm gonna have to learn. Am I taking an L here? Of course, I'm taking an L. I made bad decisions. This shit affected me to the point where, it's just, it is what it is. We're gonna be in a rebuilding phase, but at the end of the day, man, it's like I said last night, like, thank you, JJ Stoner, by the way, for raiding the stream. Appreciate you, buddy. It's like I said yesterday, I'm dealing with a lot of various emotions, if you will. But the fucking, that rage? That fucking rage that I've had for like weeks is gone. It's like the you know what I mean? It's the just that fucking, and you guys saw it. You guys saw me fucking every night screaming and fucking kicking the fucking air and shit, and I don't know, I'm not angry. And that was eating at me. You know what I mean? Like, I have not, since this shit happened, I have not had like one incident, let's call it, since. So there it is. The only other thing I will say, and this was very funny, this has nothing to do with her. So if anybody's like waiting for, last night, early this morning, I got a phone call. I got a phone call from somebody who was a very prominent person at one point in my life. We were very close. But I have not spoken to this person in probably over a year. And even then, I think we've probably spoken twice in the past like 2 or 3 years. And it's just like checking in during the holidays, like, hey, you doing all right? Hey, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I got a phone call last night, early this morning, right? And I'm not usually up at that hour, and I'm not usually like paying attention, but it was one of those where I missed a call, and I go, what the fuck? Like, my phone lit up, but it was on silent. And I was like, the fuck? Fuck's calling me, right? So this person calls me, and I answer the phone. And it's actually, this is very funny. I get this phone call, and I go, what the fuck? So I look, and I go, this is not this person calling me. This has to be a butt dial. This has to be a mistake. But given the hour and the time of day it was, and it was the weekend, I called back because I thought perhaps this person might be in some sort of trouble or something. You know what I mean? Like, who calls at that hour? You guys are going to laugh. I get this phone call from a female. I pick up the phone. And I'm like, oh, and I didn't pick up. I had to call back because I missed the call. So I call back and I'm like, hello? And I shit you not, without skipping a beat, this chick says to me, she goes, dude, is everything okay with you? She goes, oh, dude, is everything okay? I was like, what do you know what I mean? I go, well, I mean, that's an answer with a very complicated, a question with a very complicated answer. I was like, no and yes. I mean, relatively speaking, I'm okay, right? Like, I'm fine. I'm not gonna fucking turn my gun on myself or anything. Like, I'm not like that, you know. Like, I'm like, I was like, yeah, I'm sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I go like, I assume you know some things. And this person's like, yeah, like legit, I'll put it this way. She goes, I don't even follow your shit. She goes, I don't follow your shit. She goes, I don't lurk. I have not lurked. I haven't looked you up to see how you're doing. She goes, this was like in front of my timeline. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And then it just became like, it was, I ended up having a 15-minute phone call, and it was just, it made me laugh. It just made me laugh because it was like, I get this phone call, it's like 6:30 in the morning, and I just hear, dude, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I'm like, I mean, is everything all right? No, but, I'm all right, I guess. I'm like, and she's like, yeah, she's like, under credit, she's like, you do sound like you're not fucked. And I was like, no, I'm not, dealing with things. But yeah, it was just it was very, I had a friend from high school reach out and was like, yo, what the fuck is going on, dude? And I'm like, I just, my friend from high school reached out and he's like, bro, what is going on? You're fucking 26-year-olds with borderline personality disorder? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, that's fair. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's fair. It's fair. But that phone call last night, man, it was very funny. It was very funny to call back and hear, dude, is everything okay? Jack Brennan for 10 on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. What am I going to do with that information? That's why you're a broke emo loser. Yeah, no, because I'm not going to do an hour about Mike David's tax problems. Yeah, that's real fascinating stuff.
Solidarity.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, Dabbleverse, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Again, I'm not. This isn't like some attempt for me to like spin this like in any way. Like there's no, I'm not going to sit here and go like, oh, I went with my heart and I got like, no, I get it. Everyone had fucking very solid advice for me. I get it. Everyone who cared about me, everyone who's pissed at me, who some people are starting to maybe come back around and understand that I was a little fucked up over a girl. Shit happens, right? I'm not gonna make excuses, Dabbleverse. I'm not going to be like, oh, this isn't an L for me. No, it absolutely is an L for me. That's $2. We ain't doing that, buddy. Sorry. But by the way, you don't know everything. You think you do, but you don't.